Hi, today I'm going to be talking about how you treat Macani wood. This is exactly the same process that you use to treat bogwood as well. Both are perfectly suitable for freshwater or tropical tanks. So first of all, the most important and most difficult part of treating wood for aquariums is choosing the right piece of wood for your tank. Specifically, we talk about biobs on this channel, so I'm just going to suggest that before you buy any wood, you measure the top of your tank to find out how much space you've actually got. Biobs' lives are particularly tricky because they have quite a small opening at the top, so you have to be really careful when you're choosing your piece of wood. For biob lives, you want a piece of wood that's quite thin, but also has an interesting shape, just to add interest. So this piece is actually pretty good for a biob life. As you can see, this has already been in the water. This has been soaking for about 2 days now, and it's got a lovely darker colour than it was when I bought it. So just be aware that it is going to change colour when you put it in the water. Macani wood is generally sanded on one side and then has one side that's unsanded. You can choose which side you use the face up. I like this side because it has more interest with the different colours, the sanded side more than the other side. You definitely shouldn't be scared of using Macani wood or bogwood in your tank. It makes an absolutely fantastic feature in most tanks, especially biobs, which always look great when they're decorated quite naturalistically. They always look really fantastic. So don't be scared of using natural wood, you just need to know how to treat it. It's incredibly easy to treat wood for your tanks. All you really need to do is sit it in hot water for a couple of weeks. So as long as you set up your aquarium and get that cycling at the same time, it actually doesn't take any longer than setting up an aquarium would anyway. So what I suggest you do is you have your tank cycling, fishless if possible, and at the same time you have your bogwood sitting in boiling water and you keep topping that up with hot water every day. And the aim of the game is to get as many of the tannins out of this piece of wood as possible. So as you can see, it's quite dark in colour at the moment, and that's because all that tannin, all that staining colour is bleaching out into the water. And if you don't do this process, if you don't soak it, it's not harmful for fish, but you will get a horrible tea-coloured water for about 6 months. So it is really, really worthwhile just researching and knowing what you're doing with these woods. Okay, so basically I've got a bucket there with I think about 13 litres of fresh water that's been boiled. If you don't want to use hot water and you want to use cold water, that's fine. It takes a little bit longer, but it is okay. You just need to make sure you treat that with a chlorine remover, because the last thing you want is to infect that wood with chlorinated water, because it will just bleach chlorine into your tank. I know if you're treating the water anyway, it will remove that again, but it's better just to use treated water when you're bleaching this wood. So what you're going to do is just take your piece of wood and drop it in that water. And unfortunately it's quite a boring process because now it will just have to sit there for quite some time, probably about 4 weeks. And once it's finished, it'll come out and it'll look beautiful and it won't stain your water. So there really is a lot of benefits to soaking your wood before you put it in. If you're wondering about the fish tank behind, this tank here, yes, it's not a biob. This is my guppy quarantine tank. And as you can see, it's quite overstocked at the moment, and that's because we've just had a lot of guppy babies and we don't really have anywhere to put them yet. So if you're wondering about that, that's why that isn't a biob tank.